Yes. So Julius, it's more his calf. Excuse me. It's more his calf. That's the issue. He has a very minor sprained ankle, but he has a strain in his calf, and we'll probably know a little bit more today. Adam has said that after, 36 to 48 hours, then you find out just how bad it is. So he'll be certainly out for Saturday, and I would expect him to be out for the whole week.
Hey, with the way that Nathan has been playing, how does that help Grant offensively?
Well, it helps everybody, obviously, because he's being so aggressive and, so efficient, able to really be a threat from, even though he's not shooting many threes, he's a threat from anywhere on the court because of his ability to drive or score on post-ups or get out in transition. It specifically helps Nate because, he's a nice big target it specifically helps Grant because he's a nice big target to throw it to when Grant is doubled. Grant's seeing a lot of double teams and guys digging in. And so throwing the ball on the perimeter is one option, but I think throwing it into Nate, who has cut or is available under the basket, is a great option also.
Coach, the latter minutes of games have not been the strongest in the past month or so. How do you correct that? What's behind that? And is that more of a focus thing, a fatigue thing? What do you see?
Yeah. No, I think I think it's a teaching, learning, and experience thing. We have guys who are inexperienced and they're a little bit nervous when they're out there. And I understand, but we need them to as quickly as possible, embrace those moments. There is a lot of tension when those things happen. You're playing against great athletes, whether they're turning up the heat or they're changing defenses or they're doing something and there's tension in the game. You need to flip that from being nervous about it to embracing it. And I think that comes with experience, comes with being out there. They're getting a whole lot of experience with it. I think it was, even though the last 2 minutes were really terrifying, we won the game, and so we made enough plays. We had put ourselves ahead by enough and made enough plays to win the game, so I think that gives us a little bit of confidence the next time those situations happen. But I think it's just experience and seasoning, and they're getting a lot of it.
How do you take a win like Wednesday and kind of propel that into? Grant said his old coach used to say it only takes one. Could this be the one?
Well, I hope so. I feel like, Bob and I have talked about this on the radio show. In sports there are A's and F's. If you're in school, you prepare, you'll probably get a pretty good grade. In basketball, it's an A or an F. And so we played well and should have won at St. Joe's. We played well and could have won against Duquesne here. We didn't. That doesn't take away that we didn't do a lot of things well. So we won against St. Louis. So hopefully that the feeling of that hopefully goes into today's practice and tomorrow's game.
How are minutes shared differently without Julius?
Well, I would think that we'll definitely get Sal in the game a little bit more now. Sal's going from anywhere from being the first sub to not playing, but he's been a hard worker, and he's a good player, and I think he'll definitely get a little bit more time. Noah's minutes will probably go up a little bit. It's young guys who are hungry to play, and that just puts that much more focus and responsibility on Jacob, Grant, and Nate.
Coach, you talked a little earlier about some of the difficulties at the end of games of the young team. Was there anything about that full court press that was particularly disruptive, or was it kind of like you said, young guys?
Well, yeah, there was. It was a very athletic team at home in a desperate situation. So yes, there was a lot to it. When we got the ball to Jacob, we broke the pressure. When Kevin Anderson was here, we used to have 3 rules against the press. They were all throw it to Kevin. And that's, and no matter how good everybody else was, Kevin was so great at it that was a big part of it. And we're in the same situation. When you're young, you might look at Jacob and say, he's covered. Let me throw it to the next guy. When you get a little bit older, you wait for Jacob to get open. And so that's where we are right now. But there as an athletic team in a desperate situation, kind of going all out on the pressure, and it created, 2 or 3 turnovers and introduced a lot of game tension.
You guys are sitting at 2-6 in the A10 right now, but really, last Wednesday seemed to kind of hit your stride. What are the goals for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think obviously getting better. We have to. Again, we've done some good things at home, but we haven't won a conference game at home. We need to. We have 3 home games here. We don't leave Richmond for a while. We need to just be as focused as possible on winning games. There are a lot of things to be good at basketball, or to challenge yourself. Finishing games, winning games, finding that way. That's one of them. And hopefully there's some momentum. As I said, with just one, or starts with one, and hopefully that can continue and help us when we play home games, especially.
When you look at LaSalle, what kind of challenges do they present as a team?
Yeah, well, they're older. They're an older team. I mean, they have a lot of upperclassmen who play. Pookie Powell is a really good player in his 6th year, and they when they shoot well from 3, they're very competitive, and they're very willing to take threes. They'll take more threes than 2s. Their last game, they made more 3-point shots than they did 2-point shots. And so that can keep anybody in the game. So I think that's the one thing. And they play pretty good pressure defense. So that's going to be something else that we need to, really make sure that. I thought the other night we kept the pressure on St. Louis because we kept scoring. And I think that's really important. Our offense really has to help our defense out as much as possible.
What's to happen to get through those last 6-8 minutes?
We just need to make sure that we execute everything that we have in plan. Thought we did a good job of executing our game plan all throughout the game in St. Louis, which we can't say for some of our games this month. But that was the first one that I thought, from beginning almost all the way till the end, we executed all the way through. So we just have to make sure that we keep our focus and execute at the end of games.
Grant, following up on John's question, how do you fix that? When it becomes kind of a consistent issue late in games, is that more of a focus thing? Is it a loss of focus thing down the stretch? Is it a fatigue thing late in the game? How do you focus that, and what do you think it's at the root of that problem?
Yeah, I think 2 of the biggest things is, 1, fatigue. We have a lot of guys playing a lot of minutes, and 2, it's just we're so young. 2 sophomores and 3 sophomores, 2 freshmen starting, playing a lot of minutes. But a lot of it falls on me and Jacob, and making sure that everybody stays locked in and focused at those moments in time.
What can a win like Wednesday do to kind of propel you guys here? You're coming home for a lot of games now, which is good. But what can a win like that do against, a perennial conference contender, for you guys kind of going forward in terms of propelling you forward?
Yeah, it's huge. My high school coaches, they always preach to us, it only takes one. It only takes one to get going, get a rhythm, whether it's offensively, defensively. But what you got to do is you just got to keep executing, like I said, and just try and keep it up. So hopefully we can go out tomorrow and do some of the same things that we were able to do on Wednesday, and come out with a win and just keep it rolling here.
What have the change in defense has done for you guys, and how good do you feel about playing each other?
I think it's helped us a lot in terms of just guarding people in general. I think it's confused Bonaventure and St. Louis a little bit. I don't think they were expecting it really. Also, I think it helps with fatigue. Being able to play 2-3, that helps some of the guys that are playing large amounts of minutes. You don't have to move as much and everything like that. So yeah, I think it's been good. Hopefully we can keep expanding on it, keep getting better at the 2-3 and the man that we've started here lately, and hopefully it can keep bringing us some help and success.
What have you kind of seen out of LaSalle? I feel like they're kind of like y'all record-wise. It doesn't look the greatest, but it's been very competitive.
Yeah, no, they've been playing really well lately, especially once conference play started. I know they struggled out of conference and nobody was really expecting them to do anything, but they've been playing really well. I know Pookie Powell's a really great player. He creates a lot of opportunities for all the guys on the floor, so we're going to have to make sure that we can contain him, and, hopefully we can do that, and hopefully we can come out with a win.
Hey, Grant, if Julius is unavailable for a game, 2 games, 3 games, what has to happen in terms of adjustment by you guys?
It'll definitely be tough, that's going to be even more minutes that people are going to have to play. It takes away one of our shooters. So definitely some adjustments are going to need to be made, but if that's the case, if that's what ends up happening, then we're going to make sure that we make all the adjustments we can and handle it the best we can.
Grant, I think you guys definitely, felt like you played more up to your potential offensively last Wednesday. What do you guys need to do, day in and day out, to hit that gear each game?
I think it's just guys getting in the gym. I know, before and after practice, we've started doing 12 minutes of just getting shots up and everything. Coach Jenkins had to start doing that. But yeah, I think it's just guys just making sure they get reps in. I know it's tough, obviously, because we are playing so many minutes. You don't want to totally tear your body up outside of games and everything like that, but just getting as much reps as possible without tearing your body down would be huge for us. That's the key, is just confidence and rhythm when it comes to shooting, so we'll see.
How many points of the task went by on Sunday?
I don't know. Hopefully a lot. I don't guarantee wins, but it would be unacceptable to lose 2 in a row.